In 2022, we are seeing a radical shift in retail, where consumers are returning to stores, but they expect so much more in terms of convenience and sustainability. This year, we are also seeing that retailers are really prioritizing the store digitalization to address this. But it is not always easy. Building new digital retail solutions is much more complicated than you would expect. Even connecting and integrating different ready-to-use point solutions often prove very challenging. In fact, according to McKinsey, most large retail software projects run over on both time and budget, and often by more than 200%. Another risk that needs managing is the one of data security. Building solutions for the distributed store environment is very different than for the centralized data center of the e-commerce world. According to CyberGRX, the average data breach cost $5.7 million to remediate. So deploying solutions to your stores without thinking through the data security quickly becomes very costly, both in terms of finance and in terms of consumer trust. In the current business climate, it has never been more important to move fast. But you need to do it by making safe bets and reducing risk. And this is where the OmboriGrid, the store digitalization platform, can add the most value. By using a single platform to create and deploy these solutions, you dramatically reduce the risk. And you only need one simple integration to your existing back-end systems to rapidly deploy multiple secure, tried and tested solutions to your environment. This, of course, also lowers the cost and reduces the time to market and allows us to focus on empowering your employees and improving the experience for the consumers, which ultimately leads to improved retailer margins. So how are our customers deploying the OmboriGrid, and what results are they seeing? Well, one area where we are focusing heavily right now is self-service. And self-checkout is a good example of this. Using self-checkout kiosks is a frictionless, established choice that consumers is already used to. However, once we have deployed these to the stores, it makes a lot of sense to context switch the customers to use their own phone in the stores instead. This, of course, further reduces the queues, reduce the cart abandonment, and increase the basket size. And using the phone to do the transaction is often called scan and go. And many are building their own apps that you can download from the App Store or Google Play to solve this. But this is not the best approach. It's very difficult to get someone to download an app from the App Store on their first visit to the store because the friction is just too high. There's a much better approach, and that is using QR codes. And it works like this. The customer walks up to a screen or a printed sign, opens their camera, holds it over the QR code to scan it, and then immediately launches the app in the web browser of their phone. And the customer can then walk around the store, scan the barcodes, add things to their cart, or simply read reviews and compare the specifications of different products to do the very best shopping decisions. And there's another aspect of getting the customer to use their own phone while they are shopping in your store, and that is that we can build out their loyalty profile and present even more relevant recommendations for the upsell and the cross-sell. Once the customer is done, she pays directly on her phone and can then present the receipt to the staff before exiting the store.